of sorts. I wasn't trying to be vulgar, sexually explicit on the internet. I was just trying to, I was only trying to show you and tell you this information about me, the hospitals, ulcers. It's not that I cannot urinate myself. I can do that just fine. Although sometimes it's more than normal, I'd say. Because I was sort of told by other people that I cannot do it by myself, that I needed a catheter and I needed some kind of tests. And I was like, I can urinate all by myself. And I showed as, and I don't have a bowel obstruction. And I'm just, and I had a test done while I was in the hospital. And I have not been feeling very well since then. The only thing I noticed between the two tests were my liver, and that the kidney stone didn't show up on the second test, although the gallbladder, which is not my test. So I'm just trying to figure out what's causing the pain because it's all on my left side usually, not very on my right, and I'm just trying to figure it out. And my liver, I don't know, maybe down the road I'll need a blood transfusion or something. And my leftover, it could be benign. I don't know. We're waiting to see what comes of it all. If it's going to be day surgery or just more medicines prescribed, prescription prescribed. We'll see. So I would really like a pain reliever. And I have some that were like an opioid prescribed to me with my other injuries. I can take one of them, and one of them usually lasts me 2 or 3 weeks. Give me pain relief. But I was shown and told, not everything, although most, that the test would give me a burning sensation before and after I peed, a hot sensation for a while. And that my research showed that it's actually quite possible that the technician, the doctors that read those test results could misrepresent a kidney stone as a gallbladder stone, a gallstone, because they're not paying attention to the actual side that they're about. But and I find I have a lesser appetite with spore. I'm not doing the ED. I'm just finding I have a lesser appetite. When that happens, I usually have to have a yogurt. So I'm going to have some yogurt. I know it's Easter Monday, although I'm going to have some yogurt today. And then I'm going to proceed with eating more, hopefully. But it's an awful, awful feeling not being able to eat when one wants to eat. And it's Easter Monday. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. I'm just feeling very uncomfortable. My left side, beneath my left breast, and above my left hip. The thumbnail, you can see about it there. Or times like this, I miss my cat purring on me. It would help me feel better because purring probably would help try to move the kidney stone out of me. And any of you familiar with the national anthem of the Canadian national anthem of Canada? The word native that is used, most people have misinterpreted over the years the word native as meant Aboriginal, Indigenous, Indians. And it doesn't. It doesn't mean that one little bit. Anybody, a teacher, teachers, etcetera, were to do their research before spewing it out as being a priest and or the active out Center Mississauga and others. That's not what the word native meant. Same as when used before. Uh, the word native does not mean that. It means the land native to Canada, sort of Canadians. Native, not Indian, not Indigenous, not Aboriginal, not East Indian, not Iranian, not Iraq, not East India, not Pakistan. None of those places. The word native was used in context about Canada, Canadians, Canada, native land, not that native land, Canadians' native land. Not that any of them have not been Canadian, maybe, although it's not that meaning. Does that make sense? Use the chat, let me know. And if you want to watch misinformation, I'm sure it's going to be Alan Roberts is allegedly doing live stream here today. Allegedly, Alan Roberts. I think it's at 5 p.m., I believe. And he's spewing about how AI misinformation, yeah, if, and the future of AI around the, you know, worldwide, etc. And I've used AI and it's pretty accurate. It's mostly accurate, I should say, compared to with some other data I've looked at. And I'm talking about science, medicine, entertainment. Uh, it's accurate enough, more accurate than some stuff he spewed out. What's he going to complain about tonight? It's going to be amusing. You know where I'm going to be for an hour with a coffee or tea. He's just going to word misinformation. I think AI is a good thing. Not everything. The way I use it via Google or something, and I want to do research like as a dictionary, an encyclopedia. I like doing that. But then I don't know, he might have gone deeper into it. Maybe he'll get lost and not found. AI. In the context of the Canadian national anthem, O Canada, the word native in the original phrase, our home and native land, has historically meant a place where one was born or has a deep ancestral, ancestral connection. Traditional literal meaning. Historically, native land was interpreted to mean the country of one's birth, similar to natal land. It implies a place where a person is born and raised, fostering a social and emotional connection. All before, all during, and all later, all since 2023. It did not have affiliation with Indigenous, Aboriginal, and Iranian, Iraq, East India, Pakistan, Africa, Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad, UK, Italy, France, Vietnam, Korean, Korea, I should say, Japan, China, elsewhere, within Canada. When I sing the national anthem, that's what it means to me. It doesn't mean all the other stuff it meant. Instead, the official English opening line, O Canada, our home and native land, was written in 1908. At that time, native land simply meant the land where one was born. In Canada, the word native is on some lyrics, specifically in the national anthem, O Canada, historically refers to being born in the country. Who changed that? Was it me? Home and native land, common meaning. Canada is the land where I was born. Gender perspective, traditional, patriotic. Were you to go on my Facebook page, you'd see more about it. I'm not lying. I'd share it on my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll do that later. Oh, I got the bathroom. Want to walk there with me? What was it I said? 1908. That's quite a long time ago, isn't it? More than 100 years? For now. Me urinating all by myself without a catheter and diaper and for any other aids. Special needs. There's one and or more of those 3 centers I mentioned earlier where I worked, where we were members, ever closes permanently. Wouldn't be surprised if the national anthem is one of the reasons, and not excuses, misrepresented the word native, oh Canada. Instead of 1908 and later, they were like as whatever, and 2023 and later, they were instead native as Indians, Indigenous, Aboriginal, instead of actual Canada national anthem, home and native land. And other people too. I don't care if they're politicians and or healthcare workers, who they were, are their jobs, titles, jobs duties, jobs details, jobs descriptions. They should all be fired and or made redundant, unemployed, resigned. Resigns. And those of any of you, anyone agrees with me, home and native land of Canada, as I mentioned, 1908 before 2023. Use the like button, leave your likes. Have you not already subscribed, please subscribe. And today is Easter Monday. Celebrating Easter Monday quietly, well, at home with my family. color's yellow. As I mentioned earlier, home. Colors, yellows, fashions, accessories, footwears, decors. Etc. Without having a yellow furred pussycat, etc. Pet fur baby. Animals, botany, colors yellows, colors pink, cactus. I'm gonna wear some yellow today, yellow and white. I'm wearing white already, I believe. Maybe get some yellow on. Home and native land, true patriot love. We stand on guard for every. I know that's not exactly the lyrics, although you get my message. (1908) alleged to and during 2023 alleged, all later, all since. Our home and native land should never have been changed to any other races, creeds, and religions, including indigenous, aboriginal, no, Indians of any and all, including Pakistan, East India, Iran, I should say Iran and Iraq, etc. And the French version too. Where I like to have my colors yellow, home mostly. I live in fear of wearing them out in public nowadays. I remember one time in June I wore yellow, and ouch, I ended up in hospital, one and more other people. And I had my yellow wallet with me. Sometimes that's all I have. It's just even a piece of paper yellow. I don't use lots of it. I'm wearing yellow footwears now. I've almost bit the dust. as I like all pastel colors, including the color blue. And when I come out reminiscing about Halloween pasts, active out center Mississauga walkathons, and spending time with my family. So main Halloween colors orange usually as a representation of some main Halloween pumpkins, etc. Orange doesn't mean anything else really, other than some of old Canada, as I mentioned, home and native land, of course. And that's not me forgot. And that's not me lied. All the dumb fuckery on the internet before now. It's just what I really, really believe in, the national anthem, home and native land. Or home, native land. Sang the national anthem yesterday, or celebrating Easter. That's why I did a celebrating Easter yesterday. I don't know what I'm doing today. Maybe I'll sing it again. Maybe we'll stand and do the national anthem. Sing it. My singing is not that good. I know. Although it's Easter. And the Lord's Prayer. In any order, excuse me. It happens lots nowadays. Kidney stone, my liver, my ovaries. I urinated myself. I urinated by myself. It's looking a pretty good color. Hello. Mom? Mom? In Canada, the word native in song lyrics, specifically in the national anthem, O Canada, historically refers to being born in a country. The official English opening line, O Canada, our home and native land, was written in 1908. At that time, native land simply meant the land where one was born. Allegedly, the our on native land changed. In 2023, singer Julie Black famously changed the lyric to our home and to our home on native land during the NBA All-Star game. Intent this change was meant to acknowledge that Canada is built on the traditional territories of Indigenous people, First Nations, Inuit, and Bellis, who lived here long before European settlers arrived. Modern use of the word native terminology. White native was once a common term For indigenous people, it is now often considered outdated or offensive by many. Isn't that ridiculous? Home and native land, Canada is the land where I was born, traditional, patriotic, and later, Canada is located on Indigenous territory, home on native land, reconciliation fact based, which is not. 1908 to and during 2023 and later. All before, all during, all later, all since 1982. The original French lyrics, written in allegedly 1880, translate to land of our forebears or ancestors. It focuses on the history and legacy of French Canadian settlers. Critics argue that this phrasing implies that country belongs to those who live there, overlooking the fact that it was stolen or occupied indigenous territory. Interpreted is often interpreted as a declaration of birthplace and natal land for those born in Canada. The lyrics, written by Robert Stanley Weir in 1908, refer to Canada as the place of birth, native land of its inhabitants. 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 Eh, makes sense, doesn't it? I believe so. don't think that national anthem should ever have been changed. It should have remained home and native. All before, all during, all later, and all since 1908. On my community post page, you can find more information about what I was pertaining to 1908, 1923, 1800s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, Hello, I woke up like a tree. You are here where I ask how it is. I look at my life. I take a bath. Okay, can you? City? Yes. Greet me with your hand. Tell me everything. See. Well, let's do the last day of cyber dining with me. Just the season. It's Easter. Good afternoon to you too. I get some hot beverages. Have a nice day.